I received a comment today from a Republican talking about how the left is just as bad as the right, and I wanted to address a couple of things. First thing I want to say is there are absolutely elements on the left that I'm not a fan of who are a problem. I will not try and pretend otherwise. This is not going to be a whataboutism post, okay? That's not how this rolls. There are problems on the left. However, I vote with the left because they don't want to kill me. And the leadership on the right does. I'm not going to pretend every Republican wants to kill me because I know you don't. You absolutely don't. However, the leadership, they want me dead. And that isn't hyperbole. That isn't just, trying to put out fear mongering. Donald Trump has legitimately said about disabled people, why don't you just let them die? He has said that about his family members. That is provable and factual. I am a disabled person. Yes, I am autistic. However, I also have physical disabilities. I have Ehlers-Danlos. That is a disease, in case you don't know, where if I move wrong, sneeze wrong, roll over wrong in bed, something in my body dislocates. I had shoulder surgery a couple of years ago because every time I rolled over in bed, my shoulder dislocated. I don't mean just like a little bit out of place. I mean full dislocation, had to like put it back in, dislocation. And I have other joints in my body that are going to end up doing that, and I'm going to need surgery multiple times for this problem. This is a genetic disorder. I didn't ask for this. It wasn't my fault. I was born this way. I had no say in it. Life out here is already really difficult for disabled people. Getting on disability, almost impossible. I spent 7 years fighting for disability, and I was denied disability because the doctor that they chose to listen to had never treated anybody with my condition, said, oh, it's just being a little flexible, and that I was malingering. And anybody who knows anything about Ehlers-Danlos will understand that is the case. Also, the judge said that I couldn't possibly have complex post-traumatic stress disorder or anxiety because I went to church once a week. That's literally in the court documents. I have them. I could pull them out and show them to you. That's illegal, but the judge did it, and I couldn't get disability. I couldn't get help. My husband is also disabled. He has disability. He got rear-ended in a car accident where somebody was going 60 miles an hour, hit him when he was at a dead stop, completely legally, might I add. Him, not the other person. And that person got off scot-free, nobody gave a damn, and his spine was destroyed and his life was ruined. That was over 20 years ago. Again, this wasn't him being stupid and getting himself hurt. This was something bad happened. It wasn't his fault. And he was severely injured because of it, and now is disabled as a result of that accident. Disability isn't just something that happens to other people. It isn't about morality. It isn't about working hard enough. It isn't about not letting it stop you. I can't not let my disability stop me sometimes. If I roll over in bed and my shoulder fully dislocates and I have to put it back in, that's going to stop anybody. In fact, it stops me less than it would probably stop most people because I can just put it back in, roll it a couple of times, roll over, and go back to sleep. Am I in horrendous pain? Absolutely. Am I in the kind of pain that would send most people screaming and crying into the ER? Yes. I roll over and go back to sleep. That doesn't mean I can hold a 9 to 5 every single day, though. These attacks on Medicare and Medicaid, you will say, oh, they don't mean people like you. They don't mean people like you. But people like me are the ones who are going to get hurt. People like moms with disabled kids who have to stay home and take care of them because who else is going to take care of their babies? They're the ones who are going to get hurt. So when I say the leadership wants me dead, that's what I mean. They would like it very much if disabled people would just not exist anymore and would just stay away because we're expensive. And they're all about efficiency, and they're all about saving money so that they can continue to consolidate wealth at the top. This isn't a whataboutism. The Democrats have done plenty of that too. There's plenty of Democrats doing stupid crap that will only benefit rich people and is for rich people and is for people who are in corporate nonsense. I absolutely know that. And I stand just as firmly against that as I do against people on the right. However, the people on the left aren't telling me that they need to kill me in order to increase their bottom line. The people on the right are. That's why I vote for Democrats, at least right now. Should that pendulum ever swing the other way, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to switch back to the other party. However, at this point, I'm going with the party who isn't trying to kill me. That is an unfortunate reality. I don't believe every Republican out there wants to kill me personally. I don't believe most of you want me harm. In fact, I think most Republicans, when they understand what's going on with the disabled community, are horrified because they're like, no, we don't mean you. We just want people who don't deserve it to get, removed because they're a drain on the system. I understand that. Unfortunately, in this crusade to remove people who quote unquote don't deserve it, a lot of people who do deserve it are going to get sent off into the cold. And we don't have a choice. We don't have other options. We just die.